Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now that Visarga, it is not he, Shanti.
This Komudha and
Above, that's all.
and O first, O is written to set the reference at Pa.
No, you can chant, you can start the reference after starting from Om. Because Om, if you chant, then automatically in Ma you will come a note down. So, you can't set the reference there, because when you say Om, in Ma you are coming a note down, is it not? So, you cannot set the reference there. You have to do it after you start chanting the text. You, in harmonium, you hold Pa and then you come down immediately. You hold Pa just for a frame of reference and then you come down to this thing. Ma, Sa, Ha, like that. That is how you play. But generally don't use harmonium. It is not good to use harmonium. Shall we chant it once again? Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu. When you chant this Vedic mantras, you should show that you are qualified to study Vedas, right? Like you are nourished both in body and mind. So there should be some power in the chanting. So total malnourishment. Please don't do that. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now we will see what are the various kinds of Vedic chanting or Veda Pathas. Huh? No, I don't know. It is not from Kerala. It is, I think, from Tamil Nadu or somewhere, or Karnataka probably. But it is not definitely from Kerala. The various pathas or recitation styles. See, because these pathas or Vedic chanting was used for what? Not yajna. It was used to transmit this Vedic knowledge. There was no other way to reproduce, see, or to record. So this was the way they used to record. So, and transmit it to other person. So you chant and you remember. So to do that, they devised various kinds of chanting. They were called Samhita Patha, Pada Patha, Krama Patha, Jata Patha, Mala Patha, Shikha Patha, Rekha Patha, Dwaja, Danda, Ratha, Ghana, etc. And of this, Samhita Patha is what we did, just chanting as it is. And Ghana Patha is the most difficult. What they used to do is, like we say, Prime Minister of India is Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister of India is Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister of India, this, something like that. So memorizing, you see. So they used to repeat these different letters or parts of words in a particular sequence. That is why Mala. Mala means a garland. So like that. Ghana Patha. So they used to do that. So that it is totally, when you say Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister, suddenly you remember, oh, Manmohan Singh is the Prime Minister of India. So And if you interrupt that person in between, then everything stops. So you have people who come for speech competitions, they have memorized everything, and suddenly something goes wrong, and then they Vivekananda, na Parchina, okay, go on. So like that. So the students are first taught to memorize the Vedas using simpler methods like continuous meditation, recitation called Samhita Pata. Then you have word by word recitation called Pada Pata. Then you have, in word by word recitation, what is done is sandhis are broken, those conjunctions are broken, and then they are recited so that they can learn. And then Krama Pata. Krama Pata, they are arranged in a pattern A, B, B, C, C, D, like that, D, E, that pattern, so that they can understand. And then there are other 8 complex recitation styles. Now we will see who is a Patin. A scholar who has mastered all these kinds of patas is called a Patin. You see, all these titles in our country all have come from the Vedas. Vedi. Vedi means a person who was responsible to propagate one Veda. Dvivedi, 2 Vedas. Trivedi, 3 Vedas. Chaturvedi. So like that you have. So Ghanapati, and you have Samavedi. These titles are rare, but there are there. So Tripathi. So Tripathi means he used to chant, or he has mastered all the styles of the chanting of. Whether the person who has the title has done it or not is a big question, but that is what, that the parampara, the tradition was these people will chant all the styles of these 3 Vedas, Tripathi. Now, Ganapatin has learnt the stage, advanced stage of Ganapata. Now, Gana means bell, and Ganapata means bell mode of chanting. Why they are done it that way? Because this words are repeated back and forth just like a bell. If you ring a bell, this bell goes back and forth. Similarly, words are repeated back and forth. We will see a sample of Ganapata. Then you have a sonority or a sonorous voice Swami Vivekananda was so famous for. That is increased, enhanced in Ghanapata. And in Jatapata, Jata, have you seen Jata means what? That the braid which usually women used to wear, and some sadhus also. You have in Kumbh Mela, if you see, so many people have long hair, some people will be holding it and all that. Many people go to see only these things, not for the pilgrimage part. So like that in Jatapata, these words are joined, braided together, interwoven. So that is why it is called Jata or Jota. And Samhita Pata and Krama Patas can be described as the natural recitation styles or Prakriti Patas. Means Krama Pata or Samhita Pata is what you have the text and you recite it as it is, just as we did now. So that is called Prakriti Pata, means it is the natural style. And remaining 8 modes of chanting are called Vikriti Patas. So Vikriti means modification, a modified form of chanting, and Prakriti is natural. So Prakriti Patas are the natural chanting, Vikriti Patas are the modified methods of chanting. But whatever you do, however you chant, it does not, these type of chanting do not alter the meaning of the Sanskrit words. That is the importance in Sanskrit. You say, you can use the verb or the subject or predicate anywhere. You can do it anywhere, and that is the biggest problem which Indian people face when they go to European languages. They start doing that in English also. It cannot be done. English is a very structured language. You have a particular syntactic order. So I am also the city editor of Prabuddha Bharata. You know about this magazine. So this problem I face almost every day. Somebody has written a wonderful article, but everything is Ami, Jabo, Ami, all these things can be done in Indian languages, particularly in Sanskrit, but not in English. It has to be in a particular order. But in Sanskrit, you can have the subject afterwards, object, well, whatever you can do. So, because the order is changed, it does not change the meaning of the Sanskrit text. That is an advantage. Poem, of course, but not in prose. The chief purpose of such methods is to ensure that not even a syllable of a mantra is altered to the slightest extent. When it is transmitted, nobody should even forget even one syllable, one matra should not be forgot. It should be accurate. That is why the earlier people, Pandits, had tremendous memory. Now we have laptop and computer and no memory. Memory is there, but in the hard disk. So this is the thing, and we have a stable oral tradition. Then prodigious energy was expended by ancient Indian culture in ensuring that these texts were transmitted from generation to generation with inordinate fidelity. Now, towards this end, 8 complex forms of recitation or pathas were designed to aid memorization and verification of the sacred Vedas. The texts were subsequently proofread by comparing the different recited versions. So, now and then sages used to come together and they used to say, okay, now you chant, one person will chant, other person will chant, and they say there is a different. So, they used to have this kind of proofreading. No. So, you see, this is how they are chanted, the actual chanting. The Jata Pata is when 2 adjacent words in the text are recited in the original order, then repeated in the reverse order. We will see examples. That is what is called Jata Pata. So, first you do it 2 adjacent words, Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Nasaha. This is Jata Pata. Sahana Nasaha. You do that. That is Sahana Vavatu. Then you say Sahana Nasaha. Then Na Vavatu, Vavatu Na. This goes on like that, yes.
But you are making the na to intertext, it was one word only.
No. Sahana Vavatu. It is, Sandhi is broken. In Jata Pata, Sandhi is broken. Now, Sahana, actually Avatu. So, Sandhi is broken. Sahana Vavatu. Or if you put Sandhi, then usually in these patas, Sandhis are broken. Sandhis are broken. So, if you keep Sandhi, then it will be Sahana Vavatu, Na Vavatu Saha. Sahana Vavatu, Na Vavatu Saha. As you will see in the examples, Sandhis are broken. And then you have, so you see the formula is given word 1, word 2, word 2, word 1, word 1, word 2, then word 2, word 3, then word 3, word 2, like that. It goes on, infinite series. Not infinite exactly, it will end with the text. In another form of recitation, that is called Dvaja Patha, that is, Dvaja means flag. A sequence of words were recited and memorized by pairing the first 2 and last 2 words and then proceeding. First 2 words. So, in our example, it will be Sahana Vavatu, then Ma Vidvishavahe. So, Sahana Vavatu, Ma Vidvishavahe. Memorizing, not memory, for memorizing the text. And then proceeding, then they will proceed like this. Sahana Vavatu, Ma Vidvishavahe. Then Sahanau Bhunaktu, Tejasvi Navadi Tamastu. Like that. They will go on repeating it and try to memorize the text. Then this is how it was done, Dvaja Pata. Now then you have Gana Pata, which is of every text, it is most complicated. It is word 1, word 1, word 2. So sahana vavatu is okay. Na vavatu saha, okay. Then sahana vavatu saha. Then saha na vavatu saha. Then sahana vavatu saha. Then na vavatu saha. Then na vavatu, then saha na vavatu. But this saha is the next saha. Then na vavatu saha now. Now saha na vavatu. Na vavatu saha now. So this goes on. We will have a example of Ganapata also. Huh? So you see numerical series, you are aware of all numerical series. So our forefathers were not weak in this series also. All kinds of series they had. Now extraordinary these retention techniques were there, and they guaranteed that most perfect canon, not just in terms of unaltered word order but also in terms of sound. Why I am going into so much detail is that you should know. Just that be aware, not that you should all become parties, but you be aware of what kind of heritage we belong to. Then these methods have been effective, is testified by the preservation of the most ancient Indian text, the Rig Veda, which is even Cambridge School of History, which is the most conservative school. It says that it is 1500 before the Christian era. Rig Veda. It is supposed to be the most ancient text. Rig Veda as a single text without any variant readings. Similar methods were used for memorizing mathematical texts whose transmission remained exclusively oral until the end of the Vedic period, which is almost 500 before Christian era. So there is a shloka. Again they make a formula to remember all the patterns. So jata mala shikha rekha dvaja danda ratha ganah ityastau vikritaya prokta krama purva maharshibhi. So these are all vikriti, modified chantings. So these are jata mala shikha rekha dvaja dando ratha gana ityastau vikritaya proktau krama purva maharshibhi. So this is the krama of this vikrita or modified chanting. Then there is another shloka. Samhita patha matrena yat phalam prochyate budhai padutu dvigunam vidyat krametu cha chaturgunam. Padutu dvigunam vidyat krametu cha chaturgunam varna krame shatagunam jatayantu sahasrakam. So you see, always you should give an incentive, some incentive or some reward, some kind of advertisement. So if you purchase this, you get 3 free. Get one, buy one, get 3 free. So like that. So all our texts do that. If you chant or even read only one part of a Gita shloka, you will get moksha, etc., etc. So here also they say that Samhita Pata, that is the ordinary chanting, doing which what fruit you will get. If you do the Pada Pata, you will get double the result. And if you do Krama Pata, you will get 4 times the same result. And if you do Varna Krama Pata, you will get 100 times the same result. And if you do Jata Pata, 1000 times the same result of simply chanting Sahana Vavatu. If you do the Ganapata of Sahana Vavatu, 1000 times you will get the result. So we see this mantra, which is generally called the Shiva Panchakshari, very common mantra. What is this? Namah Shivaya Cha. So Namah Shivaya Cha, this is the Samhita Pata. This is the Samhita Pata. Namah Shivaya Cha. Namah Shivaya Cha. Then Pada Pata. Namah Shivaya Cha. So what here you don't understand it, but what they are trying to do is break the conjunction, break the sandhi. But here, because there was originally no sandhi, you don't understand. Namah Shivaya Cha. And here you see the Cha has got a Udata now. Cha. Namah Shivaya Cha. Namah Shivaya Cha. Now this is generally used in all kinds of different types of patha to show that this is the ending of that series. Cha. Like that they use. Or middle of the series. Then this is Krama patha. Namah Shivaya Shivaya Cha. So first word and second word, and then second word and third word. Then this is Jatapata. Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Shivaya Cha. This is Jatapata. Then you have Ganapata. Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Shivaya Cha. That is how you pronounce, chant it. It is like Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Namo Namah Shivaya Cha Shivaya Cha Cha Shivaya Shivaya Cha. This is how you do Ganapata. You have Gayatri mantra. You are all aware of Ganapati Prarthana. The Gananam, that this thing you are all aware of. There is a Ganapati Prarthana Ganapata. How is it done? This is the Ganapati Prarthana. So I'll just give you an idea of this, how it is done. It's a whole Ganapata. Om Gananaan Tva Tva Gananaan Gananaan Tva Ganapatim Ganapatim Tva Gananaan Gananaan Tva Ganapatim Tva Ganapatim Ganapatim Tva Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Havamahe Ganapatim Tva Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Ganapatigum Havamahe Havamahe Ganapatim Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavigum Havamahe Ganapatim Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Ganapatimiti Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavigum Havamahe Havamahe Kavim Kavinan Kavinam Kavigum Havamahe Havamahe Kavin Kavinam Kavin Kavinan Kavinam Kavin Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Upamashravastamam Kavinam Kavin Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Kavinam Upamashravastamam Upamashravastamam Kavinan Kavinam Upamashravastamam Upamashravastama Ityupamashravatamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanam Jeshtarajam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmano Brahmano Brahmanam Jeshtarajam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanah Jeshtarajamiti Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmano Brahmano Brahmanam Brahmanam Brahmanaspate Pate Brahmano Brahmanam Brahmanam Brahmanaspate Brahmanaspate Pate Brahmano Brahmanaspate Apate Brahmano Brahmanaspata Apate Pata Anona Apate Pata Anah Anona Ana Shrinvan Shrinvanna Ana Shrinvan Na Shrinvan Shrinvan Nona Shrinvan Notibirotibis Shrinvan Nona Shrinvan Notibihi Shrinvan Notibirotibis Shrinvan Shrinvan Notibis Sida Sidotibis Shrinvan Shrinvan Notibis Sida Utibis Sida Sidotibirotibis Sida Sadanagam Sadanagum Sidotibirotibis Sida Sadanam Utibirityuti Bihi Sida Sadanagum Sadanagum Sida Sida Sadanam Sadanamiti Sadanam. This is how a Ganapata, when you hear, this is how you it.
What is the basic stotra?
The basic stotra is this Ganapati Prarthana, that is This is the basic sutra. Gananaam tva ganapatigum havamahe kavim kavinam upamashravastamam jeshtarajam brahmanam brahmanaspata ana shrunvannuti bisida sadhanam. Then usually they say, Om Mahaganapate Namah. This sutra has been put into Ganapata here. So if the stotra or the basic text is bigger, so you just imagine if there is Rudra Prashna, you would have heard, Rudra Ganapata, how big it will be. It's a huge thing and people do it across days, Rudra Ganapata. It's done prior to Shivratri. Generally people do. So then you have Sama. Now there of course I cannot help you because it is a more complicated form of rendition. Sama means peace of mind, from where you get the word Samya also, Samadhana, all those words. Then Samaveda Samhita contains majorly the collection of rigs of Rig Veda, but put in the form of music. In Rig Veda, the mantras are in the form of Udata or upward swara or Anudata or downward swara. In Samaveda, they are called Samas because every swara has some elongation. They write 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. so that it sounds like music. Suppose Sahana Vavatu, instead of that you say Sahana, it automatically becomes like a music. Vavatu, like that. That is what they do. They stay there. They stay put in that and try to increase the interval. The concept of Tala and Laya in Indian classical music. Indian classical music has come from Samaveda. So, and this is, it is said that the origin of the Carnatic music, Indian music with 7 swaras, is from Samaveda. This Veda is known by the word Samagana, and there are 1000 branches of Samaveda as we discussed earlier. The Samaveda Samhita contains 1878 mantras. They are almost similar from like the Rig Veda, only the music are added. Only 88 mantras are unique to Samaveda, which are found only in Samaveda, not in other Vedas. But others are borrowed from Rig Veda. So these mantras, যাচ্ছে না কেন? আচ্ছা এখানে সাউন্ড আছে, সাউন্ড দেবেন, সাউন্ড দিয়েই রাখুন আপনি। So these mantras are divided into 99 kandas, which are grouped as Purvachitam and Uttarachitam. Purvachitam which come earlier and Uttarachitam which come afterwards. So important aspect of the Samaveda, Samagana, and there are again 4 divisions. One is Veya Ganam, that is natural music, and another one is Aranya Ganam, music which is sung in forests. Then Uha Ganam or Uhyam. So Uhya means imagination or guesswork. So imaginative music or Manodharma music, Uha Ganam. So now we will listen to Swami Devarupananda chanting Gayatri Samaganam, that is Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. So সাউন্ড আসে না, দেওয়া আছে? ও কাজ করছে না। I just wanted to show it while it was going. You see this? This is how he was using these. These are notations of the interval or timing of these things, and these have got some meaning. To, ra, etc. And based on that, and you see even inside the text, these have been introduced. Like that. So the, ma, he, that is how they chant. And that is how, this is 3, 4, 5. And above also there is a notation. So this is how Samaveda is chanted. Somehow this, it is not getting embedded properly. Now, it was not there. Oh, that was not there. Bhur-bhuvasvaha. I don't know, but this is what traditionally comes down as Gayatri Samagana.
Notations for the notations for Udatta.
No, you don't have that here. This is different notation. You see these notations. These are the notations for Samagana. This and this, etc. They don't operate exactly like the regular chanting.
This has been cut and pasted
Ah. Not cut and paste, hastily done. Because you see, to get this done in a proper publication software, it would have taken a lot of time. So I just scanned it and put, and then this black and all has come. Okay. Now, the primary meaning, now we come to Upanishad. I'll just, or shall we stop it here? I think better stop it here. The next week we will go to the meaning of Upanishads. Has anyone any question?
Swamiji, this Chaturasana, what do we teach?
Chaturvarga.
Chaturasana that they go.
Chaturashram.
So that the if you see the last 50 years, I think nobody goes higher Vanaprastha to Sannyas. They directly go from the Brahmacharya to Sannyas or Brahmacharya to direct.
No, it is not true. It is not true.
No, Vanaprastha is they no see.
No, it is not true. Many people go from Vanaprastha to Sannyasa. In fact, there is a tradition called Ramanuja's Sannyasa tradition called Jiyar. They are called Jiyar, like Shankaracharya. They take Sannyasa after retirement. So Vanaprastha is already over. Then they go for pilgrimage and all that. At the age of 70 or something, they take Sannyasa. So this tradition is very much there.
If someone
Probably, Professor Kaur, what your meaning is, say somebody is joining the order of, joining the Ramakrishna order.
Ramakrishna order?
Suppose joining the Ramakrishna order, we say that he has taken sannyasa.
Yeah, that is true.
Right from the Brahmacharya, he is going to sannyasa.
Yeah.
What he means for
Yeah. But there are, this tradition, Ramakrishna order, but there are many traditions which follow that. And Shankaracharya in his commentary has told that Grihatva Vanatva, either from house or from the Vanaprastha or from Guru Grihatva, from Brahmacharya. You can take sannyasa whenever you feel the pangs of dispassion, like when you feel Vairagya. Yes.
if somebody is going to Vanaprastha, means it is also sannyasana. What difference
No, it
is
is not. It is not. Because in Vanaprastha, I will come to that. Vanaprastha, you can have your partner with you. Generally, you have your spouse with you in Vanaprastha. Husband and wife together go to Vanaprastha. In Sannyasa, they leave everybody. So that is why it is not similar as Sannyasa. And Vanaprastha, they go and stay together and study. But it is not as rigorous as Sannyasa. Somebody says.
You are getting the transition Dharma Mukta, Kama Mukta with Brahmacharya, Garastha, Vanaprastha.
No, we can draw a parallel. That is just.
Hard part is unfit.
Yeah.
Dharma Kama with Vanaprastha, does it fit properly?
No, Dharma is Brahma. Generally, there is no hard and fast rule. Just we try to draw parallel. Artha and moksha, Artha and kama in grihastha ashrama. And moksha, it starts with vanaprastha. Yes.
Maharaj, this Ramakrishna mission is following Shankaracharya's.
Yes.
Then why they are not allowing a married persons to become a sannyasi?
No, Shankaracharya did not say that married persons have to be allowed compulsorily to become sannyasis. Did Shankaracharya say so?
But now it has to be that they should be straight away from brahmacharya to sannyasi.
No, but did Shankaracharya say somewhere that they have to be strictly allowed to become
No,
sannyasis?
not strictly allowed, but he did himself.
Actually, he did himself, okay, but Ramakrishna mission follows the tradition of what you call Dashanami Sampradaya, 10 denominations of sannyasins started by Shankaracharya. There you have people who have married and all this thing. So that is there. And these 10 denominations, he further had 4 mathas, for 4 in this world and 2 not in this world, Kailasha and other place. So 4 in this world, Puri, Sringeri and Dwaraka and Kedar, Badrinath. So I think Badrinath, no? Joshimath, Badrinath. So and Dwaraka. So these 4 ashramas he set up, and we belong to the Puri Sampradaya. Puri Sampradaya falls under Sringeri ashrama. Okay. So because Totapuri initiated Sri Ramakrishna into sannyasa. Now this is what Shankaracharya did. But Swami Vivekananda made it a rule that unmarried people only can become monks. Now that is something Shankaracharya never made a hard and fast rule. You have to admit, etc. And in monastic life, it is the experience that the less you are exposed, particularly nowadays, to worldly life, it is the better. So recently, some years back, Ramakrishna Mission, reduced the age limit to join. Earlier it was 30 years, now they have made it 28. And if somebody has some extra qualification or some genuine reason, then 2 years extra. So this is very necessary, and as days go by, we will have to probably reduce it further, because
Previously it was 24.
Hmm?
Previously it was 24.
No, it was no. I don't know. I am not aware of that.
If a person lost his wife,
Earlier it was more actually. Now it has been. Huh?
if a person lost his wife, is he allowed?
No, very good point. But I would like to tell you here what is called as Markata Vairagya. Sri Ramakrishna. But you see, I don't know how many people will genuinely feel suffering when after losing wife. Many people will be happy, ready for the next marriage. So now let me come to that. So Markata Vairagya, Sri Ramakrishna tells in his gospel that a person said he had some fight with his wife and he went to Kashi, and then he writes that Ami ekta bhalo chakri pechi, etc. that I have got a good job, and then. So what is Vairagya? What kind of Vairagya? Again in the gospel we find an incident. Sri Ramakrishna talks about a person who was just going to take bath with the towel on his shoulder, and you see, wives can be very, with all respect. Now, husbands can also be very challenging, but wives also can be very challenging. No personal experience, but what I have heard. So, you see, this wife, simply like that, she started telling, oh, what do you know about, see, he was telling that I can leave the world, but I am not. What world you can leave? What do you know about world? You are always engrossed in this worldly things and you are running behind me. So you see this ex-person, he left the world, he is slowly leaving one by one, his wives. He has got so many wives, so slowly he is leaving. So this person told, what is that? That is not renunciation. Renunciation is leaving directly. So what? Can you leave now? Yes, I can leave. And with the towel on his shoulder, he left. So that is renunciation. So that is renunciation. And people who have lost wives cannot. And if there is, see, Yogananda ji, in the case of Yogananda, who was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, his mother, he was a genuine, of course, he was a great Mahapurusha. So he was pressurized by his mother to marry. Like, mothers have so many arguments. In my old age, what will I do? So my mother also gave this argument. I told, precisely for that reason I am not marrying, because in your old age you can be at peace. If I bring a daughter-in-law, the first thing is she will try to get rid of you. So people think that somebody will look after me. All this rational logic. And Yogananda ji fell for it. And he married. And after he married, immediately things changed. He said, you see, now I should go to Dakshineshwar, meet Sri Ramakrishna. He said, no, you should stay here, look after your wife. He said, Arey, you told me, you pressurized me that you marry, and now you are telling this. What I pressurized? You wanted, that is why you married. So he went and, this is what has happened. He went to Sri Ramakrishna and started crying. So he understood what is what, and then he renounced the world and became even Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivananda, he married, but he became a monk. And he had so much control over lust that Swami Vivekananda gave him this epithet of Mahapurush. His name was Tarak, so he gave the epithet of Mahapurush because he has controlled this. Even being married, he controlled. Swami Brahmananda also had a child, and but please don't make the mistake of comparing yourself with them. Okay. Any other question? Yes.
I mean, it is the
Please give chance to others. Huh. Yes. Yes. You see, this is the classical argument which many people have to, at least in Ramakrishna order. Yeah, understood what you're telling. Yeah. So you see, this is a classical argument which people like me have to face constantly. So I am traveling in a train, suddenly somebody comes, oh, you have become a sannyasi. Achha, from where do you come? I said, the sannyasis, you should not ask this. Oh, achha, you are sannyasi. How can you stay without a wife? So many, this is seriously the question. And this is the dharma, you have to, progeny, you keep your generation. So the stock reply which I have got, yes, there are so many people to carry on the generation. Just because I become a monk, the generation will not stop. Escapism. This is another classical argument. See, please see what is. What about the duty of, what you are meaning is, what about the duty of this pati, bhartru towards bharya, wife? Yes, exactly. Yes. Psychological aspect also, yes. So what we need to, this is a very serious thing. What we need to understand here is the sincerity of the person who is taking to a monastic life. This question can be asked not only in Hinduism, in any religion which has a monastic tradition. So this will come up. Suppose a person who has a wife, he renounces the wife and becomes, or even in today's context, a person who has a girlfriend renounces, and if he renounces and goes for another girlfriend, no problem, but if he becomes a sannyasi, huge problem. So the point is, now jokes apart, the point is we have to see the sincerity. Whether the person is actually going for God. So I will give you an analogy. Suppose I have a Maruti car. I give up this Maruti car for Toyota Camry. Will you blame me? No, I am not. That is true. So if I sincerely long for God, and it is to that which I have gone, our scriptures support that. Not only our scriptures, even any scriptures of Buddhism, Christianity, everything supports that. You leave for, now if somebody sees, like an email I got some days back, you become an IIT professor or an engineer, after 30 years, what do you have? 10 lakhs. After you this, so you become Ramdev Baba. In 5 years, you have 15,000 crores or something like that. So if somebody becomes a monk for that, definitely he is doing a bad thing. He is doing what he is supposed not to do. Are you getting the point? Here the point is how much you are your allegiance towards God. If it is true and sincere, you can do that. And that is why in our Puranas, wait a minute, that is why in our Puranas it is told that a person who becomes a sannyasin brings good to 14 generations afterwards and 14 generations previous. Moksha. Because if you... Everything has got some cost, you see. Even if you marry, it will be at some cost. So there is a lot of cost in everything. Everything is a cost-benefit equation you have. Any more questions? Any questions? No questions. So okay. Any questions? No questions. Next time? Yeah, I am coming. No Skype. Somehow IIT's technology is far superior to the technology we have there. So the bandwidth we have got is very less. So connection speed is not good. So I am not able to see, even somebody stands just in front of the camera, I am not able to see. This kind of interaction is not possible. No questions?
Can you give these materials?
Yeah, you can get.
Swamiji, one more question.
Yes.
What is you say Parayanam, what is the difference between this chanting and Parayanam?
Same thing, chanting in English and Parayanam in Sanskrit. No, some of my answers may seem funny, but actually they are the correct answers, okay? If I don't know, I will say no. You don't have any questions? Okay, did you have nice sleep? No. I will try next time. So, okay then. Thank you very much. I will, this is there in Professor Mandal's computer. This